down to luck a lot of the time. I mean, you need to be persistent with certain companies. I mean, certainly just get a name of like hundreds of different production companies and just send them an email every couple of months or so. Just say, is there any work? Do you need a runner or anything? I mean, I'm really keen. I mean, what these guys have been saying about what you can bring. What I found when I was at university, my first job didn't come from my work experience. It actually came from my dissertation. I wrote a dissertation about like how 3D film was going to affect the mainstream cinema industry. And as a result, I was just like phoned up companies because I found it such a fascinating subject. I said, do you have any work experience going? I finished my degree. Anything going at all? And they said, yeah, work experience, come along. And I did a couple of weeks and they offered me a job at the end of it. So my work experience didn't necessarily wasn't that important when I left university, but it did become a factor later on in life, and that's just specific to me. So I think there's other ways that you could possibly go about it, but it's just keep looking into it. That's what I'd just be persistent. I mean, if anyone else has got anything,
I was just going to say.
I was just going to say, although it is easier to gain work experience while you are a student, don't think that just because you come into your end of your time, you've not got that experience there. Don't think that means that door's now closed for you just because you've graduated. There are still opportunities to get work experience for graduates as well as there are for people that are currently studying. And whilst it may be a little bit more difficult, those opportunities are there. And if you're determined and if you keep an eye out for them, you'll spot those opportunities and you'll be able to gain that work experience. There's plenty of small productions that you can work on and pilot projects and other areas. So yeah, just keep your eye out there. Just search all the kind of websites for any kind of productions that are looking for help and offer you services.
One thing I did for a while was I worked part-time, and in the time I wasn't working, I then put all I could into trying to get experience then. So don't be so disheartened if you've not got anything. But when you graduate, get a job because you need a job, but use the time that you've got then to try and get some experience then.
Like, my experience was really similar. I didn't realise till really late on that TV was what I loved, and it's annoyingly cyclic that you can't get experience because you haven't got experience, so you carry on not being able to get experience. And again, there is no formula to that. It is just horrible. It's just so, I get that it's really demeaning and demoralising and all those other D words.
What are the D words?
Loads. That's your project for the summer. But just be persistent. Use social media again, like jump on the back of any hashtags maybe that exist, industry ones, there's loads of them for different areas, TV stuff specific, crew ones, just, it's free and it's there and you can sit wherever you are and be a part of it.
I had a TV producer contact a few years back, and I asked him a similar question, and he basically said to me, kind of something that I've already covered, that he would like to see an email or somebody contacting him who knows what they do already and comments on that. So, for example, if you're emailing a production company and say they've done, I don't know, like dispatchers program, say hypothetically, and if you want to, so you look at that, you watch them, you critique it, and you put a few of those points, I would say, in the email. Obviously, don't make it massively long, just very brief. Say, oh, I watched this program, it's great, really like this part, but I think this part could have been better, if you'd have done this. Not could have been better, obviously reword that. But, you know, that's sort of, on that sort of lines. So then when they see that you've taken the time, you're interested into what they do. And again, it's showing that you're not just sending a generic email, you're not just phoning, saying a generic thing to them. So I've watched your programs, I want to work on your programs because I, believe I can bring this to them. And then that will make you stand out, in my opinion. So, because you've taken the time. Yeah.